Hey guys, this is Turok, and today I'm going to do a reaction to the latest trailer, or the first trailer as it is, to the Assassin's Creed Shadows. Also, by the way, I got my glasses fixed finally. If you watched any of my last videos from since like February, the other ones, I broke the arms, and now I finally got my new ones in. After I had to like make the right time to, and I got found these on a better website vendor that were much cheaper than if I went to my local doctor. Yeah, wait, let me bring this down a little. No, not that one, this one. So, I don't think I've ever mentioned this in any of my videos, but I am a huge Assassin's Creed fan. Uh, they're the only game series I've kept up with over the years, up until recently. I'm behind now because Assassin's Creed Mirage, the one that's set place in Baghdad, is I've not played yet because I was waiting to see if it would come onto Steam for me to acquire because I think it's still on the Epic Store, and I've heard mixed uh, opinions about whether or not I should even buy anything through the Epic Game Store. I'd rather not mess with another like launcher, I guess you might call it. I'd rather stick to using Steam. That's where I got many of my games. Now I've played most, so a little history to it back. I played most Assassin's Creed games in the past. I started by playing them on PS3. So from Assassin's Creed 1 all the way through Rogue. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 or 7. Yeah, 7 with Liberation. Like 7 or so of the games were on Liberation on PS3. The Liberation was a PS Vita port. Um, and then I went to PS4, and but no, first I went to Xbox One. I had an Xbox One, which I still quite liked. I'm a PC guy now in general, so neither console is being used in my household. Except I still got the old ones there, but I haven't got the new generation. Anyways, I played Unity and Syndicate actually on Xbox, and then I got PS4, but I didn't initially get Origins. Origins, there was like 1 year lapse there, and then Origins came, and I played that and Odyssey on PS4. So, but after that, I did not get Valhalla because I wanted to. Around that time that came out, I was upgrading my PC, and I finally got it last year, and uh, and I love that one too. But Odyssey, out of all the games, Odyssey and 2 are my favorite overall. I still have a place for 3 and 4, despite 3 being kind of sad and depressing one. The gameplay is good, especially the combat. I could go on all day about Assassin's Creed. But so this one is going to be exciting because we're finally going to go into, it looks like feudal Japan, because so assassins in the game are stealthy warriors essentially, and they started out with the crusades with the assassins that were based on a real life group called the Hassan, something like that. I know I'm gonna butcher pronunciations, so you can forgive me on that if you can. But uh, but now we also have, so naturally though, ninjas are also supposed to be stealthy warriors out of Japan. So we have stealthy warriors in the Middle East and Japan. I like that there's different types of this stealth groups that existed in different parts of the world, thousands of miles from each other. So that's the one thing I'll be interested in. Are they going to have the assassins here essentially be a ninja clan that's doing their own thing, and they had no ties initially with the assassin groups that have to do with the Middle Eastern groups, or the Egyptian one, or in Origins it was like the assassins started in Egypt with Bayek, who was what's his name? He had that kind of title, which essentially made him kind of like a sheriff. He ran around Egypt righting wrongs and enforcing laws and stuff like that. He was I can't think of it, what he's called right now. And he formed a group there, and his wife went to Italy and formed a group. And then we had the Middle Eastern ones. Also, that's the last one, Mirage, was somewhere in the middle between there with because it was like 2 centuries before the first game. Um, so, anyways, yeah, I'll be interested in seeing how this works because ninjas are these stealthy warriors that had their own little clan. I don't know much about their history, but I'm applying this to all the anime I watch. They're usually portrayed as these for hire people that will kill others at probably for usually money. I think I don't know. See, that's the thing too. I think that's the implication I get. Yeah, they were. Oh, the understanding I have of that is that you have samurai, and they're like this elite group of warrior culture that existed and still technically do in Japan, but they would work for a feudal lord. They would be dedicated to them and protecting them, and they were the cream of the crop of the warrior class there. But they were supposed to be honorable and worked for protecting people and that through like almost like knights. And the ninjas seemed more like for hire groups that were usually a part of a family that had like a secret village in the mountains somewhere. So my point though is that they were their own thing, where we have the assassins also being their own thing in the Middle East, and they grew to prominence in the Crusades, they were trying to help with peace though, sort of with the Third Crusade in the Assassin's Creed universe. So I want to see if like I'm hoping that this is kind of at first a thing where we just see the ninjas doing their own thing and they're similar in their this group. Maybe the main character and maybe their clan is like I'm hoping a separate group that have a they're more honorable than they seem. They might take contracts, but they might have a greater goal. Maybe because I know feudal Japan had lots of civil wars and stuff going on as different lords went on to fight each other, and for either for power or maybe they're trying to unify Japan. So it'd be interesting to see if this is gonna, I guess, be kind of like the first game where the Crusades were ravaging the Middle East and the assassins were trying to stop this corruption. I'm wondering if this will be the same way. I kind of hope it is, where we can see the viewpoint of a ninja group trying to work in the shadows for peace, Japan's peace. If this is Japan, it looks like it will be, and then maybe some other. I wonder if they'll do something like Valhalla did then, because in Valhalla you're playing a Viking who's the Viking groups who are settling in England, and then he starts working with these assassins who came from the Byzantine Empire, Middle East area there about, who were helping kind of train Eivor, and he was kind of working with them. I didn't finish that game, so I don't know if there's any main story parts here that relate to that. I'm going to be oblivious to some of it, but anyway, yeah, that's my hopes with this part. So I'm hoping too this will be on Steam this time and not Epic Store. Could it be just easier for me? I'll have to look into the Epic Store stuff for Mirage still, I guess, at this time, because it doesn't look like it's going to Steam. Uh, but this time, I think I can turn the filter off on this one, because this is in the thing with toys. So actually, let me do that quickly. Hold on. And hopefully, I can use some of the audio this time, because also, because it's not like a Japanese thing, I can probably play this. Japanese property. All right, let's see what's going on here. This ought to be very cinematic. These usually are. Even the first one was so good. Yep. No one. Nice little valley, yep, in the mountains. Japan's very mountainous. This could be a woman this time? Okay. That'd be cool. We haven't had a solely woman protagonist since Liberation, really, have we? Because Odyssey had Cassandra's canonical character, but let you play Alexios as well. I'm fine with a woman female protagonist. Just mix it up once in a while like that you do. How did they sneak in? Oh, this is gonna be when they. This is gonna be with that one guy who became a samurai from Africa. Yep. Now they're getting Western weapons. Okay. So is this gonna be the 17th or 18th century? When did they start coming there? I gotta look into that history. I'm very bad with that portion of world history. When I know America kind of forced away, and I think in the 19th century, early 19th century, I believe. Okay, she's gonna go. Is he gonna join her? Oh, that's how she gets her contracts. Oh, she is gonna work with him. Uh-uh. Oh, they are gonna work together. I hope so. Diversity done right is nothing wrong with it. This would be cool too, because we had that one Chinese assassin. We only got a 2D game with her, so this vibe is cool. I know it's Japan now, not China, but I like to have that Eastern vibes now because we've been so much in Europe for so long. Oh, so he's the brute and she's the stealth. Very good. Back to this. So he's gonna be assassin too, but he's like working. Oh, ooh, side blade. Okay. Oh, this year. Pre-order. Okay, can I pre-order on Steam though? Ooh, on Noe and oh, okay. Okay, first initial reactions. Quite good. Uh, I really want to see what year century this is because I'm terrible at Japanese history. My world history stuff is mostly very limited in that stuff. I except for like knowing I'm really into ancient Middle Eastern and Western history, like the the Achaemenid Persian Empire and stuff like that. Uh, but this looks interesting. I'm really hoping. I'm hoping this is a. I don't know if I want it to be more open world or less so. That's my biggest thing. Like how I really like Odyssey, but that I feel like we could condense something like that. Make it give us a lot of cool missions. Give us a lot of areas of sea too, though. Give us a lot of cities, ancient Japanese cities. Cause I like how that is in Odyssey, where you got like Athens and Thebes and Sparta and Macedonia, and then all the islands. I don't know how many islands I have. Japan has lots of islands too. That'll be interesting if they do something with a world map like ancient Greece, because Japan's got a lot of tons of islands. It's not, and Greece had a lot of islands, and but it's also an archipelago. I would love to have lots of islands to explore, and a lot of big cities to explore. What else? I'm just curious how the main thing with a lot of these games where they keep changing stuff is I'm curious. I should look at what Mirage did because I didn't play it. I'm wondering about like the systems, the health systems, and how you recover your health. I did not like that in Valhalla because it was frustrating to find you. You got rations, and usually like you had to collect berries and stuff. I don't think you could buy anything in Valhalla, and your abilities. I don't know. I couldn't figure out the abilities page. I gotten so used to how Odyssey worked. In Odyssey, you gained abilities. When you gained experience, you get to the next level. You can buy these abilities, and they even the edge. The game is still hard though. The game it's not like a Souls game or anything, but you could still play like get if you got multiple boss level things after you, and that was particularly in that game the bounty hunters. They can wreck your day. They no matter how good your abilities were. You seemed overpowered with some of those abilities as you get really high in the level, like level 40 and above. But they'll still wreck your day. But I like that system is what I'm getting at, and I would like to see something like that come back as far as the game. Uh, Looks like we'll probably have stuff like throwing. We had throwing knives in some of the older games. I think I can't remember when they did away with that, but it looks like that kind of stuff's going to come back, and I like that because that makes the options for like taking out enemies from afar rather than assassinating them up close. So I'll be fine with that, like having rations and stuff like that. But it's like the health system and the combat system, how that will mold together. I would like to, that could sometimes make or break how much fun I really have, despite how good the world is. Uh, like I'll still play it, but it just wouldn't be as fun. So Valhalla is not as fun for me as Odyssey is because of how the differences they did, and I think that has to do. It feels like they're always having different teams of dev teams working on those, and like I can't recall, but like every game felt like every game, like 3, 4, Unity and Syndicate, always had different buttons. For example, of how you turned on your Eagle Vision, and it was so frustrating how they kept changing that every day. So either you press like in the beginning, it was like you press the triangle button, or it would be that'd be the Y button on an Xbox, triangle, the Y, and then later it's like you press the I think you press the L3 button on other ones, and it's like then I didn't like that because in I think it's in Syndicate if you do that you can't run around. Why do you only can walk and you can keep it on that way? And then in Unity was kind of frustrating because you could move around while it's on, but it would only stand for like 5 seconds or something, and then it turn off, and you have to wait for a very slight recharge and do it again. There's always these little weird ways that I didn't like those, and Odyssey had something like that too. You have to like hold the up button, and it scans, and it's like I didn't want to hold the up button. Just let me tap it once, tap on. If you're gonna make it a little cooldown, like, just let me tap it again. I don't want to keep holding it a little bit, like it's like a 3 second hold. It's not the end of the world, but it's like they just keep making these changes that really frustrate. I'd rather have some uniform version of how to do that stuff. And the only good thing is that with Valhalla, you could modify the buttons to make it your style work the way you want. And no, Odyssey had some of that too. So my favorite thing to change was like I like having uh, the left side shoulder buttons because the combat in those games you use the right and left shoulders rather than square or whatever. I would the default would be to use your right finger triggers to attack, and I switch them to left. I like it better that way. So I made some changes like that in Valhalla to make it better, but I still would rather have some kind of like I think I'd rather still have it where it was the older games where the triangle button or something like that is the default like um Eagle Vision button. Or the Eagle Vision was I'm trying to get at. They have that button keep changing. All right, who I'm gonna try and watch one more of this thing here. Is this about trailer breakdown? Wait, is this Ubisoft? Oh, it is part. I'll watch part of this then from Ubisoft. Is it? I wonder what century it is, and I'll watch some of this. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta turn this on. Shinobi. Yeah. Hmm. No, let me turn the subtitles on for you.
Naui is from Iga. She is a farmer warrior, daughter of Fujibayashi Nagato. She is a capable person, let's say that. As we were going to learn in the trailer, she will be taking on a role of protector.
What century is this though? I want to because they got the Western weapons. It's 17, 18.
What we're looking at is the province of Iga, the homeland of Naui.
Iga, okay.
Isolated a little bit in the mountains. And they were home of the shinobi. They come from here, or at least a portion of them come from here. And the interesting thing is, once we traveled to Japan and we visited this province, it became very clear how that world came together. Like, so it sort of isolated in the mountains, it sort of kept to itself. It's a very good representation, in my opinion, of that place.
I'm gonna go ahead a little bit. I want to see. No, I won't. I'll just listen, I guess.
So what we're seeing here are the people who don't know. I'm picking 79. There
Oh,
from
1579. Okay, that's,
81 or
let's see. So 1500s, that's 16th century. Okay.
much more.
So they were probably trading with Spain or Portugal, because I don't think Britain or U.S. or France were, or U.S. was there. The U.S. didn't exist.
Bringing Switching to the trailer was part of our attempt at formulating an homage to as well Japanese media and culture.
Hmm.
And so we tried to incorporate some of that style into the game as well. It's reflecting a lot of our cutscenes and cinematics. And we thought it'd be really cool to bring that on as early as possible. So we pushed for it in the reveal trailer as well. It allows us to kind of show off both protagonists at various points in the game.
So they're both the protagonists. That's cool. I do like this too. I like that there's dual protagonists. They did this really well in Syndicate. I was a little disappointed that in Origins they didn't do this better. They had Aya. Is that her name? Aya, I think, Bayek's wife. You only got to play her in these short segments, but she was very fundamental to the story, and so I was very sad that they didn't do more with that. With Origins. With Odyssey, it didn't matter as much. I liked that because that was more like the journey of like meeting all these other people across the world. So you didn't see your main antagonist much. You probably should have seen them a little more, but I like that they didn't have too much of that where you play the other character. I didn't work with that story. Is what I'm saying, I guess. But um, with Origins especially, I think they should have done more like split, like having portions where you played Aya and portions where you played Bayek somehow. And I heard someone say that they weren't even sure they thought about one point making Aya the protagonist or something, but they switched, they changed their mind, something like that. But that'll be interesting to have this storyline, have another storyline where you can play two characters. This time they're not siblings. Obviously, we had in the Syndicate it was Evie and Jacob who were twins, and then you could free roam as either one, but they had specific missions to themselves because each had a different goal in that sense. They were working together because they're siblings and they're working as assassins together. But like she wanted to look for one of the artifacts and keep it out of the hands of the Templars, and Jacob was working to what was it to how do you say that, free the city suburbs from the crime of these local gangs. He was taking over them and uniting them under him, I guess, and helping people that way. So in a way, they both were doing their thing. He was just working more low level across the people, helping the people, and she's working high level, almost trying to like we're focusing on the Templar threat in of itself.
And we have Yevsky turned around and says,
Oh, Yosuke, that's right. So this is that guy.
from Japan. For us, sort of resonates with both their journey as they open their eyes or know a little bit more. Things are not necessarily as they seem, and
Hmm.
that's sort of the driving force for them. That's what is going to unite now in this game. That's something that's bigger.
Little commentary video. Okay.
So here we're in Saka, a big port in Japan. The ships that we are seeing are Portuguese ships.
Portuguese.
Version of the black ships or a lot of the merchant ships that were coming in and out of Japan at this point. A few came to Sakai, but mostly in Nagasaki. But for the sake of the video, it's happening. The person we're seeing on screen is Oda Nobunaga. He is known for being one of the three great unifiers of Japan. A very polarizing character, depending on which side you were.
We're seeing Yasuke's first audience here with Oda Nobunaga, and one of the reasons why meeting could even happen is due to Oda's deep relations with the Portuguese through trade.
Hmm.
This resulted in him becoming quite a force to reckon with when it came to Yuzu Tepe. All this to say, Oda Nobunaga is an incredibly powerful figure at the time, very important to our story as well.
There are a lot of speculation about Yasuke's arrival in Japan. The most common one is that Yasuke came in a couple of years before this meeting, and he learned Japanese quite fast, and he was very fluent into the Japanese culture. And it impressed Oda. So his stature, of course, impressed Oda. He was seen as super big. His skin color was one thing as well that the reports on the Chronicle of Oda say that was the first African men that Oda had.
Many of them had ever seen, probably.
Asked him to stay with him, and this is what we know pretty much of the story of Yasuke. So there are a couple of elements that we will see also in the game that are historical reports of this presence. But then after that, there's quite a bit of an interesting what if with him still.
Interesting. Okay, I like this.
The initial volley, this is a concept that we had very early on. This really cool idea of the initial reveal of Yasuke emerging from the gun slow. To us, that really ties into Oda's battle style, and as probably one of the most important people to Oda in our game specifically. And what we're seeing here is a battle between the Oda clan and another rival clan. As a big part of the unification was taking down some of these rival clans for territory.
Right, one to one their own.
Yasuke cutting people down with a great deal of ease. These are all moves that are going to be in the game. We specifically make sure all the choreography shown in the trailer are all taken directly from gameplay itself. One of our big breakthroughs in this game is definitely this element of dynamic time.
Oh, weather, huh?
And so one of the ways we thought about establishing their relationship was to kind of break the rule of time a lot. We're seeing them out of place a lot. They're seeing each other, but that might not be literally the first time they meet or lock eyes. And what we're seeing here really is kind of a culmination of both of their journeys.
Even though Yasuke has been on a journey as a fighter for Oda Nobunaga, does he think that this is the right thing to do? Now he's to the instructions.
Oh, so he feels guilty about killing her people. He's gonna work with her.
In particular, the shot of them in the open field to us is really this moment out of time. It's them speaking to each other on a level.
Interesting.
But it's really the moment that really brings them together. And just like a quick little note here for those eagle-eyed viewers, you'll note that the split screen is slightly different here, which is once again a deliberate decision we made. The other one has a bit more of a slant to it, maybe a bit more aggressive, especially if you're familiar with like anime or manga codes, comic book codes. But here, bringing it, flattening it out a little bit, establishes that maybe the relationship is different. I don't know much about that, but given the time period of our game, unification is a really big deal.
Okay.
The concept of unification means very different things to different people. And it definitely resonates differently for human characters.
Cool. I like this.
So what we're seeing here is that Naoe and Yasuke do have allies. Every good shinobi, she has access to a network of spies and people that can help her and trade for information. And we're seeing here
For contracts, I hope too. I hope he allows side quests. I like lots of side quests.
in the game you can switch between both characters.
Oh, good. Thank God.
Switch back characters, you see them do something different.
Most of our black box level designs allow for both playstyles to work kind of perfectly. You can choose the one that you prefer. If you want to go in and just be full of brawn, cut people down with Yasuke, you have that option. If you want to take a sneakier option, well, you'll see what that looks like in a second.
This is my favorite part. The way
That's good.
Real emotional stakes make them feel like people who can actually see in real life. Especially given the Yasuke is based off a real person. You want to be authentic, at least somewhat to a full breadth of emotion that you can prefer.
I wish she had a white outfit. I hope they have a white outfit color scheme for her so it can look more like the Western assassins, basically. Another grappling hook, good. So she's the assassin, yeah.
And sometimes come in from a different entry point. So it's an integral part of their stealth arsenal.
I hope they don't use it the way they did with Syndicate, though, too much. You know how they do the horizontal.
Between Yasuke and Naoe, the key difference is her ability to take a much more vertical approach. And
Wait, is her finger gone? Like they did the assassins used to do?
And it offers her a whole new vantage point.
I think her finger's gone, right?
Yasuke doesn't have necessarily the same opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
Hold her own against a few enemies, but she's not.
No, she's got like gloves on.
She is to take on a horde of enemies, right? She is light armored and she's quick and she's agile.
And that's definitely one of the key elements, her sheer speed.
Right, just kind of like they did in Chronicles.
Finishing
when you played what's her name? Shoot, I forgot her name. You couldn't really combat with her in there. So who are you gonna be fighting though? Oda's enemies, or are you gonna be working for themselves? It looks like she would.
Part of our dynamic world and the Zenism that we created for Japan goes also in the low-level destruction. So the weapons that we put a lot of little technological breakthroughs for our weapons, where you can destroy a large amount of procs in the game.
Oh, that's good.
You can go out through the city doors. You can destroy a full market if you wanted with the Kanabo. Obviously, the goal is still not to break everybody's slap. But yes, we can do it as well as now we depending on the weapons that you use.
That's right. Yasuke's not the only one that can break through those shitty doors. Now he can assassinate people through them.
Like throw the what do you call it? Throw knives?
This is a weapon that Yasuke can carry around in the game. It's called a Kanabo. It's a very heavy weapon.
Yep, like Kaido had.
It's a little bit slower weapon compared to katana, for example. But it is a weapon that brings a lot of destruction.
I like that design of it.
And Yasuke is a strong man, so he's a perfect candidate.
It's nice to have a big character, because when you use those big weapons with like Alexios and Cassandra, it's kind of hard for them to wield them. I'd rather have a big character that could wield a big weapon a little faster. Make it so you have to use the right character for the right weapon.
Hidden Blade has two functions, so it can come out as a regular Hidden Blade, like people. Now we can extrude it as the second portion and flip it so that she has a dual wield using a smaller weapon called a Tanto and Hidden Blade at the same time. So that's a very fast, damaging situation for most people that are fighting her at that time.
And what Joe touched on is something that I know fans have been wanting for a long time, to bring back Hidden Blade combat, like being able to just fight with the Hidden Blade. And we brought that back with the Tonto style. It's very cool, very fast.
Sounds good. Oh, okay. I didn't even get a good look at that logo.
The game. That was something I remember Joe talking about, making sure we had some sort of base into the original lore. And this line was always something that really stuck out with me. We put it in the trailer as well as a kind of punctuation, shadows. We are working in the shadows to serve the light. That's always been the callback we wanted to conjure with this. Paired with that is also our renewed emphasis on stealth in this game. There are a lot of new mechanics we've added. There are a lot of really interesting tools we've given Nale. I think for fans of stealth, they're going to be extremely pleased with some of the mechanics we've added into the game.
I can't wait. I wonder if she'll have guns at all. Probably not, because she prefer not to carry those. Probably for weight purposes.
Plays not necessarily pointing them or just at the forefront of the fact that a little bit more emerging back from the shadows, and it fits with her. And yes, as well, coming from a background
That's right. When you do that, it's that's the opposite. We'd go like
this is
can't do it.
Interesting narrative that will flow towards something pretty positive for us.
Do it differently.
Very fast.
I gotta check. I think Netflix made a thing about Yasuke. I have to check that out. All right, that looked good. So yeah, looks like pretty good. Oh, look at that weapon she has. She has that one thing. Anyway, no, never mind. So really good. I'm quite interested. I gave my stuff in the beginning. I said a little bit ago too. Like I like having dual characters. I'm glad they brought that back. We haven't seen anything properly like that since Syndicate, which is about 9 years ago now. Jesus. So and I gave my other thing. So if they have a big open world and lots of side quests as well, I'll be really into this. And hopefully the story's good. Hopefully the story isn't. I want the story to be better. That's the one thing I like about Odyssey. Odyssey has a really good story, and a lot of the other stories had like somewhat sober, melancholy like endings, especially the early 2010s ones. And Syndicate was kind of like the opposite though. It felt like there wasn't much drama going on in that one. It was kind of too peppy though. And Origins went too far the other way back. The Odyssey was good, really good. It had choices, or you had multiple endings with that. That was interesting. I was glad it had a happy ending, though, a proper, good, happy ending. So I kind of hope there's not something like that here. I really kind of don't want these protagonists to die, I guess. I'm not sure how invested I'll feel in them, but I hate sometimes, especially if they're like a love interest, and I'm fine with that, with this. If one of them, like they did this with Unity, so spoilers on Unity. they had at least that was the thing too. Like I thought there was potential in Unity to have dual characters. You had I think her name was Elise, and she's the Templar, who's Arnold's love interest, but you never get to play her at all. She's in some of the missions in the latter half of the game, and I thought there was a lot looking in hindsight after Syndicate too. I saw potential for that they didn't do, and that was a sadder ending though, with Elise I think dying because she was too hell bent on revenge, and she should have like helped let Arnold. She went after the guy instead of like having Arnold help her go after the main villain, and she ended up getting killed somehow. And it's like I don't want any more endings like that. That one really like I just felt like they could have done that better with that one. So let's be positive. Looks great. I wanna have play it. Hope it's not on Steam. Did they say anything about that? I'll look that up and put another time. Uh, Even if it isn't, I get this one looks so much more interesting than even Mirage. That even though I like Middle Eastern settings, I'm really interested in Japanese things. So I think I'll certainly want to get this one when it comes out. So that's all I got to say for today. Thanks for watching.